Video games, we love them. Here are 11 games we want to see rebooted, or just to rear their head out of the ground. Essentially the game that made Criterion famous, Burnout is, without a doubt, one of the greatest racing games ever. If you ever played the original, it was super hard, beyond difficult. The franchise is big, with the third in the series arguably being the greatest of them all. The last time we saw Burnout was Burnout Paradise, which was an open world racer. There's also been Burnout Crash, but let's not even talk about that. Criterion are working on some crazy other game at the moment. Is it a Burnout remake that involves helicopters? Who knows? Let's just hope it is. What's even more exciting about motorcycles? Well, if you have a weapon and you're on a motorcycle and you get to behead people or just take other people off their motorcycle. Road Rash. We haven't heard about Road Rash for a while. There has been a recent Kickstarter for a homage game called Road Redemption. It's currently under development and a Steam greenlight title. Hopefully this will keep us wanting more Road Rash. Tony Hawk's the pro skater, not the stand-up comedian, although he would make a great game as well, has been quiet as of late. Last time we heard about him, he released some plastic skateboard thing. Let's not talk about that.
You're doing it interactively with a high-definition video game.
Anyway, we'd love to see Tony Hawk's come back. Classic Tony Hawk's game would be perfect. Everyone likes ninjas. Tenchu, basically a ninja game. That's all you need to know about Tenchu. Hasn't been around for a while. Last time we saw Tenchu, it was Tenchu Z, or Z, however you prefer pronouncing it. Well, we should bring it back. Now, this one has been rebooted a couple of times. Prince of Persia is a game that sits in our hearts. Maybe someone can think of a great way of bringing back Prince of Persia. You know, Ubisoft like to announce something new every year, so maybe next year, or the year after, or the year after that. Sooner rather than later, please, Ubisoft. Possibly one of the greatest horror action games in recent years. It launched with the Xbox 360. It's Condemned. You get to beat someone up with a pipe. That's all you need to know about Condemned. Basically was Midsummer Murders with a bit more gruesome action in it and plenty more drugs.
This is Officer Becker. We need backup immediately. 4th and Stark. Potential homicide suspect still in building.
I was given your number by a mutual friend, Tony. He said you could hook me up.
Did you know Rockstar Games once made a racing game? Yes, they did. It's called Midnight Club, and the last one they made was based in LA, where they did the last Grand Theft Auto. So, you know, they kind of love LA in the American setting, and they were good at making a racing game. So, yeah, Midnight Club, where you at?
I know a guy who can sort things out. Tell me, can you drive?
A little.
Modesty.
Where do we meet?
Mars seems to be the planet no one really wants to work on.
Mars. I always thought of it as a romantic place. A planet of mystery and adventure.
In Doom, hell apparently lives there. And in Red Faction, well, it's slave labor and the place is going to shit.
Life in the mines is hell. I haven't had a minute to myself since I got here. Then there's the plague killing off miners left and right. When the guy next to you dies before your eyes and your turn could come any minute, it freaks you out.
But Red Faction was great. Probably the greatest installment of the series was the first one. It had enslavement, destruction, and a virus thing that everyone died from. It was really good. And this in high definition? Theme Hospital, one of the greatest games Peter Molyneux laid his hands on. Everyone's played Theme Hospital. It's still a big hit to this day. It'd be kinda nice to see it come back. It'd also be kinda cool to see heads exploding with today's graphics.
What are you going to wear to work? From the team who brought you GoldenEye for N64, meet Special Agent Joanna Dark in
Drop that bass. Drop that
It got rebooted on the Xbox 360. It wasn't that great, but that was the last time we saw of this one as well. Perfect Dark was the game that took GoldenEye on the N64 and filled it with more steroids than Lance Armstrong can get his hands on. Perfect Dark Zero really wasn't what we were after, but we would totally be after another Perfect Dark game. And finally, just how could we not mention it? It's Time Splitters. Well, we obviously want it back just so we can play as a duck, a gingerbread man, or a dinosaur. Time Splitters creators Freed Radical, now known as Crytek UK, are currently working on a little game called Homefront. Hopefully Time Splitters is next on their to-do list.
Gotcha.
It's all down to Mr. Big. He's cost me everything. So tonight I sent him a message. And boy, will he take the bait.
What am I worried about? It's not me that's got to tell the boss. And Francis can handle himself. Yeah, he can look after himself.